Hey guys, this is Blame Your Brother, and this is bonus content, things we couldn't talk about on episode 25 that we're going to talk about on YouTube. And we got into the story of Chelsea Manning, who used to be Bradley Manning, who was a military officer who sent thousands of classified documents to WikiLeaks. And it came out today that President Obama pardoned Chelsea Manning, and so who is currently in prison and will apparently get out in the next 3 months. So we're going to discuss what our thoughts are on the entire situation, kind of walk through how we get to the situation, because I know a little bit about it. I'm David, that's Lee, John, and we're going to talk about the situation. So, Lee, I would imagine you tend to keep up with the news a little bit more than we do on things like this. What do you know about this situation?
So obviously, Bradley Manning was a soldier in the Army, stole a bunch of classified documents and leaked them in their entirety. Went to prison for a very long time. While he was in prison, he had a lot of issues. Wanted to see a psychologist about basically becoming transgender. And then the big thing also is that Snowden said that he would turn himself in if Bradley Chelsea Manning's sentence was commuted. So here we are with his sentence commuted by Obama. And I wonder...
wait, when did the Snowden information come down? Like recently, or?
I think he's been saying it for a while.
He's literally been saying, like, basically calling the bluff. Like, if you pardon Chelsea Manning, I will turn myself in. Like, I will leave Russia and turn myself in. This guy's in trouble because I've heard.
I don't think he will.
No, I've heard.
I don't think he will.
I heard he just got his time expanded in Russia. I believe he just got more time put on where he can stay longer. So anyway, okay. So what kind of documents were released in the Manning situation? Like what kind? I just know it was information about the war, right? It was that they had killed reporters or something like that. I mean, that's what I kind of understood. Like someone died. Some reporters died because of some negligent acts, and that was what was put out in the WikiLeaks. Is that, that kind of close to
I mean, there's all kinds of military documents in there that were classified.
Well, to me, apparently Manning's role in the military was an intelligence analyst.
Right.
When you have that role, I'm sure they don't just, here you go, here's your promotion or whatever, here's what your job's going to be, and there's not like some kind of discretion that's involved. So, I mean, yeah, based on what she did.
But what if what she did was releasing information that was against the law? Like what?
Then you don't do that on WikiLeaks. You go straight to the appropriate.
Who's the appropriate people, John?
I'm not in the military. I don't know.
So you would take these findings theoretically to your commander, and you believe they would not already be aware of these transactions that have expired. Like you never, if you're exposing any corrupt organization, you never take the findings to the organization. That is a good way to get burnt bad. Like you gotta take it somewhere else. I mean, maybe here's what I know. I think part of the concern about Chelsea Manning, number one, there's probably some homophobia going on in the public sentiment. I believe that the fact that that he was Bradley Manning, now she is Chelsea Manning. I think people were a little bit off-put by that for sure. I'm sure people didn't like Obama pardoning this transvestite of a person. You know, I'm sure they didn't like that. But a lot of people are concerned that Snowden actually went to reporters, journalists, and got a lot of his information checked, fact-checked, names checked, and things like that. From what I understand, Manning just dropped it on to WikiLeaks and put people's names out there that put them at a risk for security, is what I think the big difference is. But I don't know how you would... I mean, yeah, I guess in this day and age, WikiLeaks might be the only way, rightly? I mean, is that the only... Would you go to the military or would you drop it to another party? Like, you can't drop it to your people.
No, you can't.
Well, could she? I mean, she could have wrote a senator or something.
I was wrong about the Snowden too. It was Assange. It was Julian
Assange. He ain't coming out for sure, man.
But on Twitter, just like Wednesday or whatever, he said
Assange is not gonna. That's That I guarantee you, no way. That dude's a liar anyway. But anyway, point is, all right. So you have this information, John. You give it to a senator, and
Well, I mean, if you can't trust the
but
organization,
either way, you're breaking the law, though, right? I mean, either way, you have been entrusted.
you've been entrusted. But the thing is you're not just opening it up to anyone in the world. You're opening it to another government and employee, which basically that's what senators are.
I mean, so do you see this person as a hero for exposing our government? Is it the role of the people to expose the government when they've committed crimes? I mean, when they have negligently killed people, like, is this person a hero or not in your eyes, or should they be in prison? I think that
I really don't know exactly what she reported. I don't know what all it is entailed. I mean, if there were, like you heard about those soldiers that were mutilating prisoners and stuff for no reason,
right.
that's wrong. And yeah, if that's what she was reporting on, then she did the right thing. But if she's putting things that are truly classified that could damage the strategy of wartime events, then she shouldn't have
So
done
do you
that.
think Snowden's a hero or not for what he put out?
I don't know exactly what he put out
You
either.
tell him the general of what Snowden
there's
put
so
out.
much stuff that he put out.
But what's like a lot of the damning stuff, like the wiretaps, right?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yeah, so the wiretaps was the big thing. Like the government was spying on our calls. So do you think that's?
If you want me to run through a list of Manning things that he leaked, I can.
Just give us. a bullet point real quick.
So the big one was the video, like you said, of the helicopter firing on the Reuters reporters.
Yeah,
called collateral damage.
A military vessel killing civilians. Okay, blatantly. All right.
So Yemen, they have a video about, I think, something about a Yemen president being lied to his own people, claiming his military carried out airstrikes on militants actually done by the U.S. The Vatican hiding sex abuse cases in Ireland. U.S. tried to get Spain to curb its probes of Gitmo torture and rendition. Egyptian torturers trained by FBI, although that we actually allegedly tried to teach them about human rights issues. U.S.-backed 2009 coup in Honduras was illegal and unconstitutional. Cables on somewhere appears to help spark revolt in the country. The country's ruling elite described as the family with mafia-like skimming throughout the country. U.S. knew about massive corruption in 2006 but went on supporting the government anyway. The U.K. promised in 2009 to protect U.S. interest in the official inquiry on the start of the Iraq War. Oil giant Shell's claims to have inserted staff and fully infiltrated Nigeria's government. U.S. pressured the European Union to accept GM genetic modification.
So you get this. So you get the base. This is all bad stuff.
A whole bunch of stuff.
This is bad. We're paying off other countries. This guy, the president, left with $352 million in cash from America. Let's just start with the first one. The military openly killed reporters on video. Should this have been released in WikiLeaks or not?
It sounds like it was on video, then it's already released.
No, it wasn't.
No, John, it wasn't.
Until
he released it. That's what I'm saying. These were classified documents. The military, the government was hiding this information from us. No, we didn't know they killed these reporters. It was probably put out that they were killed, in collateral damage or whatever they said. He released a video where it's like, no, they killed them. Like, the guy should be walking free if these are cases, man. I'm not like the biggest guy. I mean, I understand the point. I understand is, yes, he was entrusted to maintain secrets, but just like any therapist, if you go into a therapist's office and there is confidentiality until they know some serious crimes are happening, then they have to report those crimes. It's the same way. If this guy knew all this information, yes, we should know it, because once again, the government is us. And if we see something going on, it is our duty and our obligation to actually report these things. And I mean, whatever the guy's going through, obviously, whatever, we're looking at the basis of what he did. You can't have the government killing civilians and not openly being honest about it. That is a problem.
Okay, well, I mean, if that was the only thing that she leaked, then yeah, I'm all for the release. She shouldn't have been released.
But that's the thing. That's not even the only thing. That we're paying off other countries. We're in bed with this country. This guy's saying we're doing. I mean, the GMOs. We're not even get into that. I mean, our government's bad. We look around and
mean,
wonder,
if you think any government is not passing bucks around behind
but John,
the scenes,
I don't live in those other countries. I live in a country where I
you think that's something new here, though?
I think we should be made aware about it. Yes. If 9/11 happened to be an inside job, I would want to know about it. Like, I would want to know. Like, if they had information, they're upheld to a standard. Like, you can't just say, well, they're going to do bad things and we're going to let them hide it from us. And that's cool. No big deal, because ignorance is bliss.
No, I mean, if you have to pay somebody off or another country off to make something happen that's going to boost our country in the long run, then hey, if you have to do that, then do it.
So how do you think the trans issue plays into this at all? If any, because like
I think she would have been put in jail regardless of her. Well, I mean, apparently that she was put in jail as a full-fledged man, and the change happened while she was in prison. Is that?
I don't know, because there is a picture of him. I guess him as Chelsea Manning. That's a picture taken from surveillance, right? So
I don't know.
She had to be driving around. I don't know, but I think the people that are upset about this are people on the right for the most part, and I think they're very upset also that this happens to be a transgendered person. I mean, I think that does play into it as far as on the right side.
But I mean, should it? Is that even?
Oh no,
it shouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Does,
like,
it shouldn't.
It shouldn't be an issue. But I would say I just want to throw this out here that when Bradley Manning was first taken into custody, he was treated horribly because he was a whistleblower. I mean, the stuff that they did to him, if you read about it, is ridiculous. I mean, he's still an American citizen, but yet they were like putting him in solitary confinement. They were keeping him away from his family. He was, basically criminal number one in the world, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think that should weigh way more important than any other issue here. So that's what I'm glad to see Chelsea Manning being released for that issue alone. I'm pro whistleblower.
I'm pro whistleblower. I think that is our role as people. I think that's the government. If you're a government intelligence officer, that is your role. Once you see any kind of evil being done, it is your responsibility, and you will take the hit, and you probably will be run out of the country, and you'll be. But that's your role as a good person. Like, you're right. The average person, they probably just said, who cares? This guy was like, I can't do this. It probably bothered him at night, I'm sure, but just with Snowden. Now, I don't know, like, whether that's, whether they have ulterior motives like Assange does. I don't know what their motives are, but sometimes the motives doesn't matter if it's exposing something else. Like, you don't always know what someone's motives are for doing something. I mean, sometimes people want to be heroes for the wrong reasons, but if they're doing something that's right, to me, it justifies. So I'm pro whistleblower as well. John, are you pro whistleblower or not?
And when it comes to people getting hurt, down to that, yeah, I'm all about blowing a whistle. But I mean, when it comes to the workings of things that I don't fully understand, then I would want to investigate on how things are supposed to be run before I would blow the whistle on certain things.
So basically, to wrap it up, you would want Chelsea Manning to go to a senator who's probably bought and paid 8 times up by military contract people all the way down. Give them the information.
Are you saying every single senator is paid off that way?
Yeah, I would say 99% of them are. Yeah, that's my honest belief. You don't believe most senators are paid off.
Okay,
man.
what about your go as low as a city councilman?
I don't think a city councilman has the juice on this information. Who are they going to turn it over to?
Then they can work their way up the ladder.
I don't think you understand how government works, John.
I don't.
The city councilman just doesn't walk up to the president and go.
I didn't say go up to the. I said work your way up the ladder.
The city councilman's going to give it to a councilman, city councilman's going to give it to a representative, a state representative. A state representative would then give it to the representative for the entire state.
Yeah.
and then that person would take it back to the military and give it to them. So I don't know. I just
Or they might take it to the one of the national senators for their state.
I think you're just very trusting of the government. Lee, are you trusting
I'm
of the
saying
government?
that way, if it doesn't
I've
work
said
once,
what I've had to say
you
about
can do it
whistleblowing.
again. There's more than one person you
But
can
Lee,
take it to.
would you whistleblow to the government about the government?
I mean, it depends. Oh, would I whistleblow to the government? That's just stupidity. I mean, come on.
Well, I mean,
That's like-
how would you do it?
That's like going to.
Would you go on WikiLeaks? Would you go?
Yeah, I would definitely
Would
try to
you-
get in contact with WikiLeaks
Would
or
you-
some kind of dark net, Tor, VPN process to upload pastebin, some kind of anonymous dissemination. That's the right way. I mean, like David says, it would be like being in school and your teacher is hitting on you and you go up to the teacher and say, "Teacher, you were hitting on me. I need to report you."
And
If
then
the teacher is corrupt, the teacher is not. What? Go sit down, John.
It's not the same teacher.
Okay, so
I'll
you go
see you
you go to
later.
the principal. The principal's, like who's he gonna really believe at the end of the day? Is he gonna believe
well,
you?
the difference between
You go,
Manning
you go to
and
your people. You go to your parents.
the thing is the difference between Manning.
You go to your parents. That is right.
Yeah,
With the parents
You
is
go to your
WikiLeaks at this point. It's people not in the system. That's why you go to your parents. Like if a Catholic priest is like, this happened. Now this happened
Yeah,
historically. The Catholic priests were abusing children. They went to the head of the church. They went to the cardinals, and what did the cardinals do? We gotta look the other way. It's gonna make it look bad. And the
we'll
Pope
move the
knew about
priest to
some of this,
another.
and he didn't do anything. So if it happened in the Catholic Church, I mean, come on, man.
I'm saying that WikiLeaks. I don't think is the parent is the same.
It's an outside entity having the information. Like your parents are not involved in the school in that scenario, so that's why. It's
Yeah, but
different.
I mean, in that scenario, it would be like you grabbing a bullhorn in front of the school, and that would be WikiLeaks.
Well, sometimes it's good. You need a bullhorn sometimes. All right, so I mean, good for Chelsea Manning. Congratulations getting out of prison. Your life will be. You're not going to listen to this, but you never know. But your life will be incredibly hard from here on out. I mean, it's not going to be an easy life at this point. Like, I don't even know what kind of job you'll get at this point, right?
I mean, I'm sure he'll be fine. Why would he not be able to get a job?
I just think he'll be scrutinized by certain
he's not going to
people
work in
forever.
the military. That's obvious.
Right, for sure. But we'll see. I mean, good luck for him, and I appreciate it took guts to do it. I mean, whether you agree with it or not, it did take amount of courage to release that. So, Pro, you good?
I'm
good.
pro.
John, kind of.
Yeah, got it.
Kind of good. All right. So that is our extended take on Chelsea Manning. Anything else you got?
Thanks.